Hi guys, welcome back to the 401 Files. My name is Ben. I create content here on the 401 Files with everything that you could possibly consider to be thought-provoking. This could include the UK Wildman, Bigfoot, extraterrestrials and UFOs, and even the paranormal. I've got an awesome piece of UFO footage that I want to sit back with you guys and dissect. This was shot back in 2019 over Cuba. Now this piece of UFO footage doesn't typically resemble the UFOs that we would normally see, i.e. the saucer shaped craft or the tic tac shaped craft. This one is a bit more organic, a bit weird, and it almost looks like the thing is alive. Now, there is two parts of this video, as there is with all these kind of review videos, and the first half will be the UFO footage as I found it on the internet, so you guys can sit back and just enjoy that as it were when I found it. The second half will be me dissecting this video and giving you guys a few of my thoughts and my opinions, so stick around if you want to hear them, you're interested in what I think and what I have to say. I also want to give a bit of a disclaimer to anybody that's new here to the channel. If it sounds like I'm trying to debunk this piece of footage, or if it sounds like I'm trying to make this or discredit this footage, it's not the case at all. I'm a huge believer in the UFO phenomenon. I'm a huge believer in extraterrestrials and the fact that Earth is being visited. However, I always like to keep a logical mindset or a logical way of thinking, and sometimes it means that I have to break these things down to give you guys a different way of looking at them. So please don't think that I'm breaking this down to be negative towards the UFO phenomenon, or I'm just trying to debunk it, because I'm really not. But if it's there to be debunked, then I will do that as well. So you guys just sit back, relax, grab yourself a coffee and enjoy this one.
Esto es como un extraterrestre, algo así.
Pero blanco, blanco, blanco.
Una bola de candela
En el aire, mira para eso tú.
mira aquello, mira lo que están tirando. Oye, pero como tiene distinto. Gracias.
Okay, so this one is a bit of a mind masher, and I'll explain why I'm saying that. Because in most UFO videos, I always start with things that I'm already familiar with, so then I can rule out trickery. So the first thing I think is, was this a drone? Has somebody been flying a drone trying to pass this off as some UFO? Well, I'm familiar with most drones. I've been flying drones now for many years. I've seen all the different brands, models and makes. I've never seen a drone that looks like this. I know what Chinese lanterns look like. I know what swamp gas looks like. I know what Venus looks like. These are all the things that are sometimes misidentified with UFOs, but this looks like none of them. And so I can't compare anything in terms of trickery against this, which is very strange. The movement as well, this thing isn't whipping across the sky left and right, it's not shooting up and down at incredible speeds. It seems to be hovering there stationary in the sky, and the spinning thing on the bottom makes this even more interesting, because if this is trickery, there's CGI involved. And the CGI, you will hear most people say, it's got to be somebody who knows what they're doing with CGI. This is very difficult to achieve in CGI. The truth of the matter is that most things can be achieved quite easily in CGI. I say easily. What I mean by that is you've got to learn CGI. It's a skill like any other skill. You can't just wake up one morning and think, right, I'm going to fake a UFO, jump out of bed and learn CGI to this level in the next hour. It doesn't work like that. So if this is a fakery, if this is a trick or a hoax, and it is CGI, it's got to be by someone who knows, who's dedicated to their craft. This isn't just your average Joe waking up trying to use CGI to fool the world, which is interesting. Do I think it's CGI? No, I don't think it is CGI. Do I think that this guy holding the camera aimed up at the sky had an incredible experience? I think that is probably, in my mind at this point, the most likely case. I don't know what this craft is or what it's doing or how other many people experience this. I just feel like there is a feeling of realism to this. There's no usual traits that we would normally see when it's CGI. Normally when people go through the effort of making a hoax using CGI, they make it over the top. There's lasers, this thing will vanish and appear over here, it moves at incredible speed, and there's all these different things that people add into CGI because why not? They've got this ability to their disposal. But this just seems like a strange craft that's been seen by average everyday people. So again, you will hear me saying this over and over again in previous videos, but by the true definition of the word, this is a UFO. I don't know what it is that we're looking at. Is there little green men inside this craft flying this thing around? Who knows? I don't know what it is at this point, other than it's really, really interesting. Something else worth noting was that I didn't hear any physical sound coming from this craft. There was no exhaust fumes or engine sound, which are the typical things we would normally expect to see or hear with planes in flight. So even if this was some kind of a top secret aircraft that we're not familiar with, still yet to be released, unless they've jumped light years ahead in terms of technology, we would still expect to see some kind of exhaust fumes or hear some kind of sound from the engines. But I didn't hear anything, and granted the audio on this video footage wasn't great, but we could still hear people chatting away in the foreground, people coughing, etc. And at this distance I would still expect to hear some kind of a noise, and I didn't hear anything. So that's another thing worth noting. This thing is there hovering with a light spinning at the bottom, making no sound. Right guys, that's all we've got time for during this video. Hopefully you all enjoyed this piece of footage that came straight from Cuba back in 2019. I know I did, found it really fascinating, and still no answers to what it was. Drop down in the comments box below if you guys have any ideas of what this may be, or if you think it's been trickery or somebody trying to create a hoax. Like I always say guys, take it easy, look after yourselves, and if you can, please do give this one a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell icon. If you're new to the 401 Files, please do choose to stick about by clicking the subscribe button and becoming a member as well. You guys have been awesome, take it easy wherever you are in the world, stay safe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.